By BBC News staff. Image caption: The Sunday Express is one of a number of papers leading on Brexit, carrying a message from Prime Minister Theresa May that she will not be derailed, despite last week's Commons rebellion. Image caption: The Observer leads with a warning from Tory peers to the Prime Minister that she will face a string of parliamentary defeats in the House of Lords if members are bullied into supporting an extreme form of Brexit. Image caption: Meanwhile, the Sunday Times carries another warning for Mrs May, this time from Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, who tells the paper the UK must secure a Brexit trade deal which allows Britain to be free of EU laws. Image caption: But the Sunday Telegraph also lends its column inches to Mrs May, who says she has silenced the doubters by securing a deal in the first phase of Brexit negotiations, in spite of those wanting to talk Britain down. Image caption: The Mail on Sunday claims Jeremy Corbyn is accused of inciting vicious Labour trolls who have allegedly targeted the wife of a Tory MP who clashed with a Labour leader in the Commons. The paper has not named the MP. Image caption: The Daily Star reports that a sensational affair between two Strictly Come Dancing stars has been leaked online, however the paper does not name the pair. The Prime Minister's progress on Brexit negotiations is the focus of many of the newspapers. The Sunday Telegraph reflects on the column Theresa May has written for the paper, in which she says her government is getting on with the job and proving the doubters wrong. The paper says it's clear Mrs May feels vindicated, and for the first time since the general election, it's possible to detect some confidence seeping back into Downing Street. The Sunday Express, which the Prime Minister has also written for, reaches a similar conclusion. It says she is showing a glint of steel, and appears unbowed by the bruising brickbats and bumps in the road. The Sun on Sunday also uses its leader column to admire the quiet dignity and willingness to get on with the task at hand Mrs May has demonstrated. However, the papers also make clear the tensions and competing visions that Mrs May must manage. Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson, speaking to the Sunday Times, has set out his way forward. He says the UK must demand a future trading arrangement with the EU that allows regulatory divergence, so that proper free trade deals can be done with other countries. Mr Johnson also speaks of the big project he has in mind, writing what he calls the liberal case for Brexit. It's a plan, the paper's political editor suggests, that will tighten buttocks in Downing Street. The Observer, on the other hand, focuses on the unhappiness felt by some Tory peers. It says they have warned Mrs May of a string of parliamentary defeats over Europe if attempts are made to bully them into accepting an extreme form of Brexit advocated by some in the party. Get news from the BBC in your inbox. Each weekday morning, the planned extension of auto-enrollment into workplace pensions to 18 to 21-year-olds is covered by several papers. The Sun on Sunday describes it as a teenage rather than old-age pension. The reform is needed, the Sunday Mirror says, pointing out that 1 in 3 babies born today will live to the age of 100. The Observer agrees there are demographic and fiscal reasons for the change. But it says it also reflects concerns within the Tory party that it has to do more for the prospects of young people, who are struggling to make ends meet, yet alone save for their retirement. Image copyright Getty Images. The Sunday Telegraph reports that some customers of Amazon's premium Prime service are not receiving their deliveries within the promised 2 days, despite having signed up to in order to get presents in time for Christmas. The Advertising Standards Authority has opened an investigation, the paper says. Amazon declined to comment. Shopping splurge. The Sunday Express predicts shoppers will have spent £1.5 billion on Christmas shopping by the end of this weekend, with 1 in 3 people hitting the stores. The Sun on Sunday calculates that £1 billion will be spent online on Christmas Day alone in an unprecedented splurge by shoppers seeking sales bargains, it says. One firm that will be missing out, in part at least, is the toy shop chain, The Entertainer. The Mail on Sunday reports its founder, Cary Grant, says he won't open on Christmas Eve, which falls on a Sunday this year, because of his religious beliefs, even though it's set to cost the firm £2 million. Mr. Grant tells the paper he believes families benefit from having 1 day off in 7, and he isn't going to make an exception just because it's Christmas Eve.